restoration will not help you as continuous regeneration. So they need to have like a lot of like wham bam, thank you ma'am kind of damage. Zeus is one of the ones I turn towards on that one. Because you want to do damage into a Faceless Void Chrono. You've already got Wrath of Nature up, and the combination with the Thunder God's Wrath and Wrath of Nature just works really nicely. You can go for some other burst damage heroes, which are a little bit more common, or maybe just have better lane presence for you. Templar Assassin maybe not so great up against Qualifier Invoker. You lose a lot of refraction charges. Even now with Zuberinger pickup, this will probably dissuade Cinderum from heroes like TA or like Queen of Pain, which may have been another choice for him. Queen of Pain, obviously Sonic Wave does some nice damage into the Chronosphere. Still lean towards the Zeus though.
Remaining.
You could punish him with a Witch Doctor high level glimpse. Like you can catch him out that way. I just don't think like who else would be good in the mid lane. The rotation ganking from Vega is not terrible. It's not fantastic. Terrible. I know Diggity just have to play passive lanes anyway. Like you're running an Enigma. Void just farms up to a point where he's feeling comfortably does some decent level of damage. Prophet stays on this off lane.
Vega Squadron turn to ban.
Pulls as much experience as possible, and then just helps if there's a moment to push out a tower. Combine it with the Enigma, so again you got like a huge army of conversions and treants, which just take out buildings. And the Ursa.
Dire team pick.
I really wanted Ursa mid. You can get a PMS Ursa. A little too passive for my liking. Like it would be nice to slip in and take out Roshan, most definitely. No, Diggity could actually get away with a level 1 Roshan strat if they actually had the Ursa. PL being the final ban out from Vega. Yeah, they really don't want to have a lot of wave clear.
Remaining.
It actually puts them in question, like, if it is going to be the Zeus. The Zeus, like,
reserve time.
Actually quite decent PL until PL gets a Diffusal Blade. And then it's the opposite way around. Zeus can clean up the illusion. No, I'm still just swinging towards it. Unless no Diggity want to try and, like, mess with the lanes a little bit. But the only thing you'd mess with is, like, pushing Void into the mid, running a PMS on him, the off lane, and then you get a different safe laner. That you could potentially get away with. And the fact this is a Doom off lane... Yeah... You guys won't be able to zone out the off lane Doom. That's just a pull lane. Get a Mirana pickup.
Vega Squadron's turn to pick.
Okay. So... It has to be an Era Mirana safe lane. But if that's the case... Wait. I need to look back through the game here, because how do they actually even run a Mirana pickup? The answer is...
10
no
seconds
Mirana
remaining.
on any of the No Diggity games.
5 seconds remaining.
So they have a basic setup. The issue with Mirana is normally like her damage doesn't press nicely. Like you need to have good items to make that damage press. So you could push her as a support hero. But push her as a support hero, then it's push either Enigma, Void, or Prophet into, like, obviously all three of those would then have to cause. Unless you run a VS safe laner, and that actually do it more, and then you put the Void, the mid, and Prophet off lane. Void with the PMS and a rotating Mirana very early on with like just a couple of like rogue arrows. Good work. That means you've actually got a combination to try and kill off Doombringer. It's not the greatest combination in the world because the VS stun doesn't last long enough. And Vega's also like scratching the head. This has to be something from No Diggity, which is... Okay, yeah, so it is an Era Mirana, a quote for Prophet. Everyone's kind of on like comfortable heroes here. The laning phase is gonna work. I'm not against the mid, but I'm still questioning if that's even gonna be the case. That's the advantage of this no diggity lineup. You've got players who can basically play any position. Point for Era, of course, like most people just remember his movement of lanes when he was playing back in Fnatic with No-Tail, and you'd have like this whiz tiny mid combination, then he'd go safe lane, and like then just run a different combination in the mid. So he's got experience in both
10
lanes, so he can do that.
Remaining.
Safe lane for Dire side is
5 seconds
safe lane for
remaining.
both sides really isn't that great around arrows. Let's get into the game. And then the Faceless Void offlaner. That's gonna be standard. The V, where the hell is the V? Oh wait, now you see it, now you don't. Oh wait. Unity trick? She's in the ground. Yes, it's been absorbed. Enderin, bury your head in the sand. Gonna need you, bro. Mirana's Panther gets to cuddle Prophet. That's close and personal. Waiting for an Era. Feeling the love. See Yapsol with the golden bracelets. Whenever the Radiant side spawns very normally. Shoulder pads. A little late, but okay, and there it is. Strike, no vision, EP out. Just a quick observer ward. See if he does it in the same place as last time, because last time it was here and like... So that was the Broodmother ward. Take it back. They're gonna go a little bit deeper than most that ward's placed. But this kind of position is trying to get a lot of early indication about where the rotation's happening. Put it over here, you get a little bit more information about the lane. There's no way they could know about this. They didn't see anyone out fast enough. Mag actually TP'd himself to the top lane to get his ward up there. Scouted out as he walked up the hill.
30 seconds to battle.
Both for already playing the mind games. I was waiting for Doom to just use Devour. Like, it's a 70-second cooldown, and he wants a good creep. But you can be fairly certain that Diggity are going to block up this camp, so he can't just grab one. And they've already put their ward down to block up this camp. Fairly certain that Sentry Ward does. So,
The battle begins.
there's no alt button, which allows me to have a look at this. Like that. Exists for spectators, unless it got patched in last night. So Koi for middle lane on the Nature's Prophet up against no one's Invoker. Solar's going to rotate towards the top lane with the Witch Doctor to join the Doombringer. The dual off lane. They're going up against Synderen as well as Era. Then the off lane, up for the Faceless Void. No surprise that Yapsol's going to go into jungle. The Enigma, he's expecting blocked camps while holding onto that Sentry Ward. The only observer ward's over on the side. Doombringer. Oh. Oh, okay. Nice dick move, Era. You can get a mana burn creep on the Doombringer, but it's not worth it for 50 mana. He burns 100 for consuming, like... Did he actually do it? Yeah, he did. He burned 100 for his 50. But it means he's got like one Devour left, but Era used his arrow to instantly kill off the status, so there was no regeneration creep. To mention the easy CS. Money. To make Mag's life a little bit more difficult. Absol's got no one that's going to really stop him, so he can just easily manipulate this jungle. Those to his points up, like, he's not leaving here for a while. He's going to midnight pulse this tree line down. This allows just easy transitions of conversions from one camp to another without having to loop yourself around the floor. That's a very obnoxious tree line. You expect Faceless Void to get almost no CS on this offlane, but considering he's already managed to pick up 4, that's pretty damn good for him. The Doombringer is going to be difficult to contest money-wise. Faceless Void, there's no way he'll be able to keep up with the Doombringer. That's where the Enigma comes in for the economic battle. Player looking to go for this rune. He's actually got a second point, so he hasn't skilled it yet. If he wanted to, he could have just time-lapsed him out, and that's the reason why, like you see, Faceless Void just backing out of there. There's no point to it. Doombringer also picks up bounty as well. That's a good advantage for him. Vega's really going to need to do something about... Come on. Especially considering Qualifier going to get a lot of early levels in this mid lane. Where does this really go? Like, the Invoker at this point is winning on the CS against Qualifier. But as how long does that exist? Like, we saw the timing play from Diggity in game number 1. And knew exactly when they could push. Yapsor will probably come out with the mech. And I'm saying roughly about 8 minutes into the game is when we're probably going to see him come out with mech, because he picks up the Soul Ring now. He's left uncontested inside this dire jungle. Won't be that much of a problem for him. Like, moments like this is where you get a little bit more frustrated. Yeah, he's hoping to pull it out just far enough that the camp's going to spawn up, but it's not going to happen. It actually hurts him a little bit more, because he really wanted to be able to move on to this camp already. And then he'd move down. Right now, like, he wanted to, like, leapfrog back over that direction and around and down. Ready? This camp's not going to take him 30. He doesn't have the camp on the side, and Synderen's already doing the pull. So Enigma's actually going to be out of jungle creeps. 30 seconds. Slows his progression quite considerably. Problems, and probably first blood. That's right in the mark. Really great that no one's able to pick that one up for Vega. That's going to give him such boost in this mid lane. Primarily the money. That Hand of Midas coming up at a lot quicker time. The only... And teamfight recap, please. That does not seem right. Yeah, like, he gets 311 gold, but recap said he got like 26. But it's definitely not accurate. Alright, so here comes that push on top lane. Oh, Yamsol? Meg can't defend this. Like, he doesn't want to trigger Scorched Earth just for this, and they try and make the most out of this. They got the catapult there. Someone's going to have to tank the creep, the tower. It's going to be a range creep that's doing. Syndrome might have to take 1 extra hit. Yeah, he will. Takes 2. Keep the melee creep alive. Conversions move forward. Mag, okay, now he wants to fight. That tower's pretty low, but Yapsor and that Infernal Blade's doing serious work. Quoifer's on his way down here. Can he look for the sprung? There's going to be a 4-1 trade-off. Quoifer's going to be sent back straight away. Era cannot finish the job on solo, or maybe he can. With the lead forward, the tower will be denied from the Wrath of Nature. Bounces through. Yapsor lucky to be alive after triggering the Soul Ring once again. Looks like FN also copped a decent brunt of the attack. Wrath of Nature, Quoifer. Very fire consumption will keep him alive. He has to walk back to base now. But overall, like, that's a 2-for-2, well, a 2-for-1 trade-off in favor of Diggity. The top tower got denied most definitely. Era remains alive. The Enigma's first rotation does achieve something. It's not a kill, it's a tower. That's still fine. But this means now that Yamsor feels even more comfortable inside of his jungle. Even with the denial of the tower, yeah, the money got stripped a little bit from Diggity. Okay. Quoifer's looking for the perfect place. FN can't spawn the damage Quoifer. Oh, that spirit jump. Cinder just explodes. They lose Faceless Void as well. Quoifer will get a kill in return. Moonlight Shadow will help him to escape out. Player's already there to steal that Arcane Rune. Headed in. Aggressive forward. And now Disruptor. Sprout it up, just keep easy. He'll be fine. And Diggity. I'm not certain if they're still in the most commanding position here. Mag's about to hit his level 6, so you'll have Doom up in just a moment. No one's still been running this Hand of Midas. He has the top net worth on the field. Yes, Quoifer's rotations have been successful. No deaths to his name either. Yeah, they realized with that disruptive movement the Observer Wall was placed. It's actually really nice for Yap, so a little bit of extra experience, gold, whatever. And they're going to let him take the mid as well. Quoifer's retreating back out again. It's also that they're getting close to that time where Quoifer has to decide his item build. You're not going up against a whole bunch of conversions, like Minami. So he's got to decide if he wants to go all-out aggression. Not a lot of armor as well over on the Vega lineup. Like, you can make him paper. Now, he's going to go for control instead. It's just going to be the Orchid build. More of the hunting kind of style. I wasn't expecting, like, because I was thinking Desolator, Maelstrom doesn't make as much sense. He's not really, like, split push is definitely something he could do. But in the early stages, with the way that Diggity have drafted here, they need a fighter. They need a combat leader from the mid. That's what Qualifier will be, because he needs to buy a space for Era. Era's gonna do minimal damage at the moment. He's the Maelstrom builder. Him is just like a great item in general. Might also almost be worth like getting a Dragon Lance as well. FN, do you really want to do this? Triggers up the shield, Cinder in the neighborhood, Sunstrike gonna be nicely on top of Qualifier. Out now to walk away, the Series not lasting long enough for Qualifier with the Sprout. Needs more space, he's trying to juke it around this little tree here. Was not possible, FN just a little bit too good for him, and Qualifier has his first death of the game. 405 gold extra goes into the Ember Spirit. Gonna go towards the pennies to buy up those boots of travel. That is something which FN needs to be able to contest. This movement of Diggity is quick just to move the Prophet into any kind of lane. But having both trees as well as conversions appear in the lane, the Ember needs to have both PTs as well as the Battle Fury. Battle Fury a little bit later on. Early on the Flame Guard should be enough. Chronosphere now on the Void. Qualifier, right after they go trigger off. It's just an easy solo kill over on solo. Came too close towards the tower and Diggity try and capitalize on the situation. So they do successfully. Nice attempted glimpse there from Disruptor.
Thanks.
Alright, so with this army, are they... Yeah, Witch Doctor's down. Got no Chronosphere, but... Again, Diggity are going to try and capitalize here on Roshan. Defense adding a lot of pressure on the bottom lane, which the Treants cannot stop, not while that Flame Guard is up. Now it's down, the Treants can't hold the line. Just summon more. It's a lot of damage when you got Enigma. Enigma can actually solo Roshan pretty early on, and they have to get rid of this conversion, this Forge Spirit. The movement's coming over, the arrow flies forward, cuts between FN and Solo. Solo puts out the Death Lord, no vision inside the pit, still FN now jumps in, but the stun from Cinder and cancels the Death Lord dire. They did actually get the kill over on Roshan. Yamso was still trying to escape back out of here. FN's damage was too much, there was no point committing up that black hole. The face is void, the glimpse back as the Aegis Immortal. We'll see where he appears, and like, you see Vega, like they're not certain either. Did the glimpse pull him back? No, he time walks into the pit. I don't know if he meant to get up on the cliff side, but he's too far away from any kind of help. They'll use the Doom and they kill off the Faceless Void. He may have taken Roshan, but they lost. They lost big. And instantly Qualifier does what he can. Like, he goes out and just starts pushing the side lanes. It's a 10.5 minute mech up Big Apple.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because he's still got the black hole. And there's no Moonlight Shadow to escape with or, in fact, initiate with. We can't rely on that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
At least they can pull the creep wave up.
Is under attack.
Bottom tier 1 tower.
Dire's
Fortification is only because it's going to go back off cooldown once the tier 1 tower's there. They're not really intending on defending this tower.
Has fallen.
Just trying to stall it up. So all that time that's been taken, tier 2 tower on top lane also took considerable damage. And now they, Invoker has to just be himself up. And that. And with that TP, Diggity can now force out the bottom lane. The goal was probably just to get the Aegis and get out scot-free. Obviously, because they couldn't do that, now they have to try and force an issue elsewhere. Buy themselves some space. Bottom tier 1 tower is a good place to do that.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Yapsor, for some reason, didn't come with the rest of his team. And Era is still watching this mid lane. Alright, the creep wave back out. Looks like he's going to go for a Veil of Discord as his first item, using Starstorm to give him that early damage. This kind of cripples him for physical DPS. Does make the Marauder, like, innately tanky.
Dire's top tower is under
Vega by
attack.
the tier 1 tower and bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Tier 1
has
tower is being
fallen.
forced by no one.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Marcus got Wrath of Nature, so he can stop this push if he really wants to. No one by triggering a drum charge. He's definitely stamping the fact that he wants the tier 1 tower, and Diggity, they're not going to give him a fight. They just go back to their farming.
Has fallen.
They got all ultis off cooldown, including the faces like Chronosphere, which is the bigger one. But instead they want to try and focus on attacking towards the mid. Aptor's mech can actually do something in this fight. It's funny because like Solo's Death Ward, timing of it was so hilarious. Like he threw it on the hillside but there's no vision. He needed the Ember Spirit to go in like half a second earlier into Roshan for that Death Ward to do a lot more work.
Dire's
Syndra actually had all the time in the world to react to stop that attack. Now, here they go again. Faces Void, jump forward. Chronosphere, he only called out the Witch Doctor. FN's gonna get stunned up. It's only a very short stun coming out from Era, and Solo will survive. Moonlight Shadow, they have to disengage right now. Diggity, or do they? Yamsor's in a good position for a double black hole, potentially free. Solo down already. Death Ward do a hell of a lot. And Yamsor, he's actually got no mana. That's why he can't trigger off the ultimate. His physical damage is enough to kill off Mags. So we have a 2-for-1 turn. About to be 2-for-2 with FN. Still hunting, looking for the big call. He wants Era. The Spirit Forward is going to find him. Era, no way to survive through that. It's a double kill for FN. Syndra is picking up the piece of the back line, so it still will be a 3-for-3. But the bigger problem is the fact that FN's getting so much money from this, and he may find more. Invoker gets the kill over onto Yapsor. Syndra try and juke inside the Roshan pit. Vega was so slow that they're still going to catch up to him in an easy time. Ember Spirit gets the kill. 2.4k gold on that Ember Spirit. Battle Fury timing has just been propelled forward. Both Invoker as well as the Ember Spirit surviving through it all. They got 11 kills between the two of them and 1 death only on that Ember Spirit. This is the dream right now if you're Vega. That golden experience graph, like it doesn't look as imbalanced as what this game really is now. Because of like the power all being thrown into these two guys, Invoker as well as the Ember Spirit, sitting by far top of the net worth. One from the Yapsor. No one, can't get close enough for the cold snap.
Look at him go!
It'll be an easy tier 1 tower push. You still got Yamsor with no mana to trigger his yeah, that black hole of his. Burns too much beforehand. The Orchid's up for Qualifier, but who do you want to initiate on here? Like the swap comes down from Sidrin, it goes towards Mag, Arrow well off target from Era. The Meg, the face of Void! There's nowhere to go! Combo from Slayer was just too good. Now Void fires back, you got your black hole going off. Yapsor, he needs extra help. The Chrono's gonna follow up for Yapsor. He's just gonna go down to no one. Locked inside this trap, the Orchid will actually end up triggering off the Invoker. And now Diggity, that tower will drop. And this is a worthwhile trade, but the bloody paralyzing cast gets there in time lock. No! Slayer will survive. He actually smoked up inside the base. I'm wondering if you was worried about like Wrath of Nature and Vision still being on him or something. Misclick. And also he just wants to walk out very quickly, but like in a game like this with a lineup like they've got, really don't want to be burning out smokes.
Top tower has fallen.
Had to be for Wrath. Diggity, okay, they finally got the big kills they were looking for. And what a hero to put him on. Both of the kills went to Mirana. Almost 1,200 gold just from that fight for Era. He's now back on the board. The downside about being so far ahead on just those two heroes means when they do go down and both of them died in that fight, they're gonna get a lot more money back. They can use that quote for Orchid. Chronosphere is still like you see, like Void is just a Chronosphere. You're gonna initiate it on him. Deep away. They're feeling something is wrong. We actually saw the Imperius, the glimpse. Interfering chains, the stun. Oh man, with that bonus damage from Wrath of Nature, Disrupted died so quickly. Sidrum was in the perfect spot for that. And now they get the Sprout off. The Orchid from Qualifier not coming out fast enough, however. That allows FN just to spirit himself away. They burnt all of the spirits. FN's on the run for the moment. Fight. Why'd you have to trigger Wrath of Nature and swap? More? Black Hole's still on cooldown just because it's got such a huge ass long cooldown. And Face's Voice just short of the mana for Chronosphere. Really Intel thread switches. And then like... Actually, no, he can do the jump as well. Actually, no, he can't. He can only do the jump and that's all. Follow up with the Chronosphere. Face's Void will have to go back to base. Absol working his way in towards that BKB. Much required. There's little to nothing that Vega... Like, what are you gonna do? Doom? Yeah, that's actually so good for Yapsaw. It's almost a guaranteed, like, ultimate. Now it's just like a walking aura. Both these off-laners don't really have that much. Say that, like, Doom's obviously gonna have a little bit more because it's only a level 1 Devour. But even with his aura stack, if you can pick up an Alpha Wolf, you got Alpha Wolf as well as Vlad and then the drums. He's picking up more cash that way. This Enigma is still... Like, this gold graph is only saying as close as it is because Yapsol's able to do a lot of work in the jungle. How's Era looking now? Cleaned up his Maelstrom. Obviously after 2 kills he had most of that anyway. It was okay. Just finished up his drums. For his next major item. The Ember Spirit can clean up his Battle Fury, probably the most critical of all the items. And that means Diggity's got to be very careful with their position. They can't just march an army of conversions and treants forward. Or else that Ember Spirit's going to slaughter. Especially if you've got a hero in the middle of that. The cleave is going to screw them up so hard. The big item now for the Face's Void, so a Blink Dagger into a Chronosphere. Just having that is going to make life so much easier the next fight. However, you gotta have it. Does he realize, or does he realize? Yeah, send the courier back, man. Drop your down shield. Auto transfer would do the job for him, huh? Making himself to now rise for no one. Still, the Ember as well as the Invoker are far ahead in this game. He cannot just pull back on the pressure. And this is what they have to go for. Like, they know he's up by having the treant here inside the pool. They have to go for Roshan, but Vega's already looking for the... And try and find this Narcane rune on top river. There's no vision for the Dire side here, so they can willingly take it. So now you're gonna have, like, mass Sleight of Fist coming out from the Ember Spirit. Pressure Preserver Ward placement. Diggity. Like, they don't want to go for kills. Like, if they go for Roshan right now, they win so hard. The Sunstrike's gonna kick in. The Wave of Terror, the Summoning of Treants. They have enough quick damage they can bring down Roshan before Vega can arrive. Vega just missing the timing out. They must have wanted to take the kill and then move over towards Roshan. Servers, sentries, a D ward of a D ward, I don't think it's even File. Arrow. And Era. Haven't seen many of those hit today. First one hit on the Satyr, which denied the creep for Mag. We had to go for the Mana Burn creep. Got what he wants now. He's got the pack for Fora. Damage increase from Vega is going to be there. Start to stack auras on that guy. Now, Era. Casual quarterstaff for the moment. Else on the courier? Yeah, it's gonna be the Dragonlance. Keep your distance from Vega. Which is hilarious considering he's got this Veil as well as Starstorm combination. So he's got the implication for magical damage. The upside is, like, obviously it's gonna synergize really nicely with all the other damage which is out there. I say all the other damage, mainly this. Wrath of Nature. That's where you can just rip apart Vega. I don't even know if they can do that.
Radiant's middle tower
It still
is under
requires
attack.
great positioning. Like, the amount of pressure just being applied right now on Kizu is so high. If he doesn't get a good Chronosphere off, even if he does, like Era having the ability to be in the right position to pump out damage is
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
it's difficult because the leap doesn't work like a blink deck it does. You can't just position yourself on the other side of a Chronosphere. It doesn't work that well. Jump down. 0-1. Gonna get that instant orchid off. Able to do so. The Gloom's gonna sink point, but back for the Chronosphere. Cancels the Invoker's TP. They're actually TPing as well, the Ember Spirit, but now into the Death Ward. Someone needs to stop Solo, but then with the swap, there she blows. And they're away. Diggity, that was the engagement they wanted. Even if there was some issues with TPs out, Yamsor, way low! Black Hole on top of Witch Doctor. It's a double kill. The supports go down. FN's trying to make a play for mid. The Orchid, Qualifier, the jump forward, and then the Spirit away. Observer on the hillside saw Qualifier's approach. Some big ultimates committed from Diggity. Try and turn that fight around. Also shows you the dangers of Qualifier just going in for this Maelstrom Orchid kind of build, as opposed to having a BKB. TP no longer is as powerful as you would like it to be, because you can just get glimpsed away. But his flip pushing control though, now that is nice. But FN, say hello to each other. Ben gonna get orchided up, just tries to keep running.
Radiant's middle
No
tower
extra
is
support
under
than Abe.
attack.
Hood Qualifier is very much alone, but he's acting like he's not. Which forces a little bit more of a defensive nature from FN, aka he's not chasing the kill over on Qualifier. He's just waiting to be attacked, so then, well actually, yep, so he can spirit himself down.
Time is money.
Aggressive observer ward by Cinderin. Radiant obviously have no vision of this, it's just outside of range of the tower. Like, only at, like, us. They push down... That one's about to time out anyway. Down 2, another one behind the tier 2 tower on the bottom, in the mid. DC are aware when Vega come out to fight them. Without their
Dire's
ultimates,
middle
like
tower
Chrono's off
is under
cooldown in 5
attack.
seconds time. These arrows, again, missing from Hero. Life is just difficult. Now he's going to get drained back. There's your Chronosphere catching out too. Yapsol, there's a wave of terror coming in. The damage on Solo isn't really enough, and no one... Well, where's the damage? Here it is from Qualifier. He's still got that Aegis Immortal. They swap Solo out of that Death Ward. The Doom is over on Era, but Era right now, like, he's like a sideshow. Qualifier is the main man, trying to off all the damage. Era, will he actually survive through this? Vega, Slayer, he wants him. And he got him too. Era's gonna drop down. He thought maybe he'd actually survive.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He thought he'd survive the Doom. Now he's on the sidelines for a long time, and he bought back. That's a dieback. Oh, that's just brutal. Era, you can't, like, that money cannot be thrown away like that. It actually makes that fight worthwhile. Diggity were on top just because they were able to thwart the attack from Vega, and they got the kill over on the Invoker. Because they've lost their Mirana, you see it now just dipping down inside the pool of... Qualifier is doing more work than this Mirana can right now. Yeah, he had the Aegis Immortal, so he's being a lot more aggressive, and Vega are allowing him to do more. Well... Spray off to Qualifier. Mid. But dodge the attack from no one, who's just trying a bit of a scout out. Tagging himself to build from the faces forward as well. He knows his job. Blink BKB mech. I'd really like to see Yapsor though finish Greaves. Just without that, like, I'm just worried his mana pool is just not enough. Like, even having this extra one up in the black hole makes his mana consumption so high. Even if it's just something like Arcane Boots, like the Soul Ring gets you a little bit of the way. But when you're spamming Midnight Pulses, when you're using conversions all the time, and you want to pop off Malphus as well, all of this, plus the cost of a 5 mana cost mana. It's a difficult balancing calculation act Capsule has to go through. But they're getting a lot more survivability. If Yabsor can use this mech, now Cinderin's got this pipe of insight up and running too. Getting even more damage out with the BKB on the way for Qualifier, so he understands it. He's got his split push and he's got his control. Obviously the farm rate's also increased by Maelstrom. Everything kind of works on that front. And Vega, how are they doing? Disruptor's not really getting that much, he's the lowest net worth on the field. Death Ward from Solo. Like, he'll probably do more. Obviously he'll do more once the Aghanim Scepter is up, but this Glimmer Cape... Are they actually walking around with... they got dust over on Cinderin. Probably had that more because of the Ghost Walk from Invoker. They wouldn't be able to kill secure over on him. Headless for FN. Demon Edge. The items are definitely flowing forward from Vega, and once the BKB is also up for the Invoker. And there's a lot of control and damage that can go against him, but at least he can evade the magical pop damage of Diggity. The only issue I have is, like, him getting that BKB off before faces Void Chronospheres. Because then they can't just use their pop damage.
Dire's top tower is under
They
attack.
can't use the pop damage when the Chronospheres first. That Observer Ward from Cinderin already pays off. Qualifier also carrying the dust. Yep, Era's just getting himself in range to help out, but oh, maybe they don't want to do this. Moonlight Shadow's still available for them in Qualifier. Oh, there's a BKB. He wants to kill over on no one, but Era's
Dire's top tower
arrow was soaked up by the creep wave. Qualifier just needs a TP 1 second till he can do so. He gets pushed back to Flame Guard. It's gonna almost burn him. No, it doesn't. Oh, it does. Sunstrike. Ah, that's brutal. That's actually brutal. He was TPing out. They didn't know exactly where he was. Dodged the rate. Like, that Flame Guard rate is already pretty damn big. They managed to avoid being burned by that, only to get Sunstrike when he returned home. And they did all of that to kill off a Witch Doctor. Double BTs came in from the Invoker as well as the Ember. But this will also flag to Diggity next time they go for these fights. Look for the creep waves, look for the BT positions. Now they're just looking for Roshan, and so is Vega. Almost keeping very close tabs on it with this Sunstrike.
Dire's top tower is under
And his
attack.
BKB for the next fight as well. There was also a 10-second BKB burn from Nature's Prophet. Yet you still died at the end of it. 30 seconds till Roshan's up again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
BKB is all up for both sides then. The Aghanim Scepter is up for Faces Void as well, so now he's got a Chronosphere every minute, and they're looking for an opening. The bottom lane's going to probably be the easiest one. Vision over an FN, who currently is hiding inside the tree line. Era's just got to, like, throw the arrow out. Okay, yeah, they just saw. Fenn showed himself for a split second. Maybe a little bit too aggressive with his jump. Cinderin, well, there's the Spirit down all the way into the tree line. Yeah, they ain't catching him. BT into the mid. Dust just got purchased. Smoke just got purchased, sorry. Can we push up from mid, then smoke up, and then try and find a kill? Or we'll just keep doing Ember things. Managed to find himself just a bounty room. Generation on bottom river. Really nice to bottle up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You have no information of it either. FN, just trigger it, pick up bounty. Roshan's alive. Diggity being very defensive. Qualifier back behind that tier 2 tower. They know something's up. Now that FN shows himself, Qualifier's probably going to move aggressively to that top lane. Push it in. Roshan has to be watched like a hawk, and actually it looks like Qualifier's coming down instead. Summons a whole bunch of treants. Say hello to a Forge Spirit, say goodbye to the Forge Spirit. One of these treants inside the pit at all times. No pressure being, like, okay, that creep wave is doing a decent push on the top.
Dire's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
there needs to be more pressure applied from Quarterfinals onto the top lane. Like, I think he might be like regretting his decision to TP down. Probably because, actually maybe because he knew this was going to happen. FN TP's up when there's a big wave pushing in, then he just spirits himself back over. Now the creep wave's going to be even further on Diggity's side of the map. Moonlight Shadow forward. Where's that dire vision? That observer ward is already gone. Who did they find? Found the Ember Spirit. Huge pick. That's actually Roshan right now, unless Vega can get a quick counter kill. Diggity gets inside of Roshan. It's a tall ask. Ember does have buyback available, so we can go on top of that. Okay, no we can't. The Force Spirit times out. Paralyzing cast, Solo, blink up, Chronosphere, it got no one on the edge. Solo, he is going to go down thanks to the dust reveal. Ember Spirit fires back, he TP's the bottom lane right now. There's no one, still in the cover of that BKB protection. Deafening Blast pushing Era back, faces Void burning down FN. Damn, that damage is just so good. Swaps himself away, but they can keep up thanks to that Blink Dagger over on the Ember Spirit. But Vega, there's still a heavy trade-off. They need to keep that Ember Spirit alive, but Yabsaw, he's got Blink off cooldown 1 second time. The Slider Fist gonna stop him from doing that because he wants to blink and then just go for the Cronus, for the Black Hole. He hasn't been able to do it so far. No one. Also cutting out Yabsaw. This is the most denied Enigma Black Hole of all time. Without the Faceless Void, like, he'll be back up in a minute, or half a minute. They can go back in for Roshan. Quopa's got his army of Treants, and Era's still their damage dealer. And Yabsaw's still got his Black Hole. Quopa's gonna try and keep the side lane pushed up first. A lot of money from that fight as well. Obviously with the fight that drags on that long, the team fight recap's gonna be incomplete. He just cancels his BT to the top lane. The Ember Spirit will go instead. But a big advantage for Vega, which is going to start to dip down now. Diggity is still looking for this Roshan kill. It's the third one on the board. They get a Blink Dagger over on the Nature's Prophet. More elusive when it comes to the side lanes. And your BKB is now done on Era, so he can actually stand during these fights. You're still got the physical damage coming out from the Death Ward. I'm assuming that's also Solo having his upgrade. No, it's actually only the Ogre Club so far. We're still a little short. Quopa's going to start Roshan by himself. Fire Observer hasn't scouted anyone walking inside the pit just yet. Era leaping in, Syndra's going to give him the negative armor. And that was such a weird position. Up on the cliff I could understand. Then you'd actually see the player doing his thing. That's not the case. Vega had no idea. Their observer wards are over inside the lane instead. They're gonna get away with the Roshan murder. Cheese over onto the Faceless Void. There goes Immortal into the hands of Era. He needs to finish up bigger damage dealing items too, but where do you really go from here? You can finish up Mjolnir. Probably make the most amount of sense for him. But at that point, he has to wait for the Aegis to time out and then just get something like a Monkey King bar. Hello? What are they looking for? No one's nearby. It doesn't look like anyone. Or maybe it's because Yabsaw was being attacked. He's fine. Well, actually, now there's the chance. The BKB offer the Doombringer. The Chronosphere to start with. The Wave of Terror still is applying that negative armor, and they're looking for more, and they have it. Doombringer down for 68 seconds. Diggity looking solid. Keep these side lane pushes going, however, the Ember Spirit can still carry this game by himself. And you've still got the top net worths belonging to Vega. Maybe not for much longer, considering the amount of kills the Coif has been involved in. See now the 19 of Diggity been in there. Obviously, Wrath of Nature makes that a little bit easier. Most of the time, it has been Coif a really big part of it. With the double damage room behind him, they're going to bring down the tier 2 tower in the mid. Leaving only one remaining outer tower for Vega. Wrath of Nature will slow down this push from no one on the bottom lane. But the tier 2 tower of Diggity will be protected.
Radiant's middle tower
If they go up, Maybe they try and force the buyback. Synderen's definitely moving with the rest of his team to go forward. But he can do some chip damage. Solo with the paralyzing task. Actually bounces back up to the creep wave. That's actually unlucky. Creep wave will be mopped up. Tower drops to half-life. And Diggity, yeah. Time to get out. Time for to keep that split push going. Vega. This is almost that smoke time. They need to clean up the observer walls before they do so. Diggity have really been on top of their observers. Having so much information inside the Dire base. It's even just a basic observer ward. Like, it's not rocket science to work out, like, oh, they pushed in. They must have a ward there, but actually they put the sentry elsewhere. Thought the ward would just be watching the exit.
Take us.
And another Moonlight Shadow, what? Era keeps triggering this every time they look for a kill with a Faceless Void. This is so Hontrash style. Mirana used to be picked up in Heroes of Newerth just so you actually had the Moonlight Shadow to initiate with. Hero was one of the first guys. That was when Fnatic first came out. There were a whole bunch of Heroes of Newerth players, and they brought a lot of their strategies with them. Even this Veil build over on the Mirana is reminiscent of that. Still a successful gank. Doctor goes down, and that's more space, while Diggity can be 5v4. They're not catching that Ember. And they can see his spirits on the ground too, thanks to the Observer wards. Big damage dealing items now arriving for Nature's Prophet, the Daedalus pickup. For that quick pop. No one's going Butterfly, so Monkey King Bar is actually not as effective. It's just a nice thing to have.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Both is looking for that little more of a damage. He's already got like extra damage dealing items anyway on him, so he's got enough buff ups he can actually utilize the Daedalus. They know Witch Doctor's dead. They know he still doesn't have that Aghanim's upgrade. Surefire 900 gold now. Bottom tower. Hero's got the range on him. He's keep the vision closed. Sunstrike. Hero almost walked into the middle of it. A little bit random with his walking back. Made it a little bit more difficult. He'd lose a top tower for this. Hard to say it's worth it. For either side. Like, you lose your top tier 2 tower if you Diggity. That's great for Vega, they get money. But now, okay, they lose their Ember Spirit. This is actually worth the Black Hole in the middle as well. The arrow flies in. For kill coming in for the Mirana. Yeah, so you lose your tier 2 tower in the top lane, but you do significant damage to the tier 3 towers on mid and bottom. You've also bought time now for Vega to get money. So solo, he has the Aghanim Scepter. Walking forward, Mag. That Wrath of Nature can split all the side lanes out. The Invoker will BT himself back, ready to try and fight, but mid tower doesn't last long because that earlier damage was done. And without the Ember Spirit, they can't clean up the waves. Okay, a blink forward into the Doom on Qualifier. No one wants to keep chasing this one. They can survive this Doom. They've still got 60 seconds without an Ember Spirit. He spent all of his money previously, so the buyback is not available for him. He's short by 300 gold only. Oh, that's gonna be infuriating. This is actually the best opportunity Diggity gonna have for a very long time. They need to get this melee ranks down. Fishing arrow from Era. Fortification comes in. Now the Infernal Blade attack out from Mag, but it's the Chronosphere. It's held out no one. The Death Ward from Solo. They need to stop it, but because player's positioning of his Storm is so good, Solo's gonna get almost a full duration ward off. Hera has to use the trees. They've lost the gem. It's on the ground at the moment. Era's brought back. I don't know if he's really going to survive. It may even be worth a walk up to try and grab this. He's actually just following Mag. He's got the damage. They're going to get a triple kill over on Era before no one will stop him. Who's that gem actually belong to? It was actually a, yeah, it was a Diggity. It was a Cinder gem. The melee Rax remains alive. Buyback was expended on the Invoker. No one was able to come back so quickly. And Diggity, well, they already used their black hole before they jumped in. Having the Chronosphere still did the work. They used their black hole to get off the Ember Spirit. Their initial plan was just to chip away. Doom down, The advantage was so heavily theirs. And now no one wants to try and have a play. With the Hex, he should have the damage, and he does. This boy is spending his cash before death. He really wants to get that BKB next time around. That fight right there, it was won. Actually on the back of Slayer. His ulti controlling up Diggity, because they got so close. You had the two Diggity supports here. Synderen is the one that has to set the back lines now. They obviously wouldn't have realized that Solo had the Aghanim Scepter. So the fact that Solo got a full duration off from that is already pretty brutal. But the fact that he couldn't stun and control him at all. Like YapzOr and Synderen just like two guys that wanted something to stop him. Caught sort of a static storm. Disruptor. Damage output was there. Of course, Qualifier, he is a little bit of a glass cannon with this build. The downside about going for like more like this crit profit kind of style. Very maneuverable. You can find a lot of quick picks when you see someone in a side lane. If the Chronosphere control does its job, then Qualifier also inflict enough damage that he'll kill a hero just inside the timing of Chronosphere, without having to rely on arrows from the Mirana and such. Of course, you don't have something like the Helm of the Dominator into a Satanic. You don't have a lot of strength and survivability behind you. And the Aghanim Scepter, even that would have given you good stats. The only stats he really gets is from the BKB, and a little bit out of from the Orchid. Everything else is pretty much raw, even his phase group build. Putting this into Tread maybe is a better option in the moment. Just having the movement speed of the phase boots is nice. But having both the attack speed to make the most out of this damage you've got, and the extra strength to survive, better. Finishes up his Mjolnir. She sacrifices his buyback in order to do this. Diggity definitely did not want to fight. For the next minute or so, luckily for them, Roshan spawns up in a minute and 25 seconds, so they'll actually have that space. Qualifier needs to find this cash. Quick. Like, this is now my most important menu on the board. Qualifier's just going to be so scared. Like, without buyback, I probably want to TP up to this top lane. Like, if he had an Aghanim Scepter, these Treants will start doing their own pushing. That also amplifies the damage of the Ember Spirit, so maybe the greatest idea. I see YapzOr. Okay, now this is actually a full duration ultimate from him, no matter what. Actually, the only thing that would stop him would be an Aghanim Scepter over on the Disruptor. But he's building into a 4-star. So with the Lincoln Sphere over on YapzOr, you may actually want to give this to Qualifier. So he's able to be a little bit more effective in the stats. Area snipe time. It's only got a Claymore on it. Era moving forward. Okay, they really want to try and find this kill. Punches back. Nice deafening blast. This faceless void. Still doesn't have his BKB, but the Disruptor's down on the sidelines for the moment. And they're searching after FN. Spirit's up, Spirit's down. Synderen with a wave of terror. They see him go up. No, the Chronosphere! It's gonna miss. Qualifier creates a whole bunch of treants, and he blinks up FN. They can see him, but they can't stop him. That is one elusive Ember Spirit. Plays to escape Diggity. Chronosphere may be down, but now Roshan's up. Okay, so the switch up from the Witch Doctor. He's actually now gone into a Shadow Blade build, putting away his Glimmer Cape. MP Burn's going to be not effective. It's mistimed with the Tornado. Now the Paralyzing Cast bouncing down to Synderen. Easy trigger on the Lincoln Sphere. Moonbringer also up to that BKB. Who comes up on YapzOr? And it can't Qualifier. Where's that physical damage? With a crit, he almost takes that mag at that last moment. The Solo goes into his Death Ward ultimate. Qualifier is almost dead, and he will be dead. The illusion from Ember Spirit tanking the arrow as well, so Epic continue to fight. Synderen really wants to get this gem back. The Sunstrike connects over on the face of Void, but Synderen knows he cannot wait around. They'll dodge the Tornado. He's got no armor, like -7. Now he can finally break 3, but nope, the Sleight of Fist kills him off. Gem still on the ground. And how much do they want this back? Courier! Send the Courier! I don't even care if it's got a deadless recipe. Flip pin and get back out again. Maybe not with the Blink Dagger and Invoker. Yeah, that. YapzOr's gonna try and smoke for it. Blinks down. Courier snipe. He'll take it out. He gets the gem. Okay, but you'll let him walk out and disrupt the ulti. Slayer went for it in the arrow. Okay. This is even more worth it. I was thinking with the BKB expenditure, only an 8-second one anyway. That wouldn't have been worth it, but the recovery of the gem is... They have to look for more wards now, Diggity. Roshan's still up. Get into a tense moment. Advantage pretty well split between the two teams. Doesn't really mean that much. Hello! Rapier is up! Damage increase has arrived from FN. Now swinging over 550. Good blink dagger for positioning. What the hell? Solo, can you make up your mind? Okay, so Solo has, like, because I can't remember what he sold before, up his Aghanim Scepter, but he had to get rid of one item so he can get it. He disassembled his Glimmercade to pick up a Shadow Blade. Now he's just boots, blink dagger, and an Aghanim Scepter. And you'll have this up against an Aegis the Immortal Mirana, and a cheesed up Faceless Void. Void for his money back, ready for a buyback now. Buy anything else from that Dire Courier. Veil of Discord has been passed over. That's just so we can hold on to the Aegis. More damage room from Era. No one's waiting to hunt lane. His initiation with Hex is really effective up against Qualifier. Qualifier can't BKB himself out against one of Qualifier. So good from no one. BTs came forward from FN as well. Trying to create some space. Qualifier on the sideline now for 80 seconds time. They still have most of their lanes pushed out. The bottom lanes where they have the most amount of issues. They add presence towards the mid lane. They're just reducing the damage of death time of Nature's Prophet. Vega, like, they know they're in a good position to defend this high ground. They want to fight. Diggity will not come into them without their Nature's Prophet, without some kind of level of trade. The issue is this smoke is way too obvious. Like, FN actually breaks his smoke because he had to push out the mid lane. If he didn't, and the mid lane just kept pushing in from Diggity, then, like, yeah, you'd know what's going on. And this smoke really is still too obvious. Diggity farm for jungle. Time to use Blink at the App Store. They're just gonna go. He may even just burn the BKB as he hits the ground. Yep, Cinderin. Okay, they actually burn BKB and swap him out. The Slider Fist of the Syrian chains over on Cinderin, secures the death of the Vengeful Spirit. Stun over on Mag or not. Oh wait, Cinderin? No, he's not out. Doom damage is too much. At least he's not walking around with the gem.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
For Vega, this is their push time. BKB's on cooldown for Yapsor. He's still got the Lincoln Sphere, but it's a lot easier to cancel his Black Hole at the moment while that BKB's on the sidelines. Long arrow onto Solo. Buys 5 seconds now. Era. Okay, Era! That last attack should have missed. He hoped it would as he forced up the hillside. Disruptor ulti down. Mag also getting caught out here in the mid lane. They've got so much physical damage from Koi for an Era. The double Daedalus. And Vega, now it's them, with the heroes on the sideline. Always looking for an extra pickup, but he won't catch up to Solo. Diggity now want to force down the lanes. And they got to get a control of it back, however. Like, that's kind of like the other downside. Goes to the Ember Spirit, as well as no one's maneuvering with these BTs on both heroes. Diggity are always looking behind themselves. This guy's just such perfect rats. Come out from everywhere. They creep between the floorboards. Alright, so we've got Refresher. Now for the Invoker. He can solo kill everyone. There is no one. Like, if you had a one-on-one, the Invoker will win. There is no one that survives against him now. Control duration is just too long, and the survivability, like, it's just too weak for a Mirana without something like a Satanic to work with. And you see that, like, no one's like, yes, my happy day. TP's coming in again. This one won't be successful though, so the Ember Spirit damage won't be there. Era, he's trying to bait the BKB. At the same time, like, okay, maybe with a Sunstrike. Like, Era leaps himself away, the Forge Spirit! Okay, 3 to give him enough life. Sunstrike still looking for his target. Where is it? Indicator on yet. You got Nega's team who are not fighting with an aid. Also watching Qualifier.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Is it actually going to be a scythe? Always on top of the courier. He doesn't have enough money for the full scythe just yet. He's pretty damn close, and with that Wrath of Nature, slow down the push on the top. But it revealed the fact there was a Dire Observer on the bottom by the looks of it. The ping came from Vega. Looks like a couple of the heroes got ticked a little light. 22 seconds now between the chronospheres. How much does he just want to see one person out of position? Especially the Ember Spirit. When that Rapier is on the field, Mag's probably the most exposed hero at the moment. But just Era may not be enough, so they go for a fishing arrow. Now that is worth it. Chronosphere onto... It is nighttime, so the vision was pretty restricted. That may have been what led to a no chrono. Just itching for it when you got that arcane rune on him. 18 seconds removed, huge ultimate. Still on that farming spree. He must feel like he needs the side device as the only way to kill the Invoker. The problem is the Invoker keeps initiating. Like, oh, refresher, so we can blink away and have his BTs and BKB up again. That's a big thing to burn. I suppose it's better than dying.
Dire's top tower is under
Buyback,
attack.
so like, if worst came to worst, they could still defend. Scythe is there now for Nature's Prophet.
Double damage.
He actually ended up giving up his Lincoln Sphere for that. All the Lincolns for it. Not that great on the efficiency side of things. Gonna be a long standoff, guys. We're expecting this game to end in the next 10 minutes. Even if, like, there's a big fight that comes out, the only way I'd actually see it ending, like this game actually ending, is if that Divine Rapier is picked up by Nature's Prophet and he drops his Ace Boots for it. And then just rip apart everybody. Or Era, actually, would be the other one. Like, if either of those guys get the Rapier that's in their hands right now on FN, this game is basically over. No one can do as much as he wants to with his initiation, but there's a lot of saving and there's a lot of ability from Diggity. Sorry, it wasn't a spear. What was it on Quarterfinals? I can't remember. Co-cast is a useful. For those guys who also don't understand why I'm actually solid tonight, I was actually going to cast with Rio. I didn't realise that when he sent me a message this afternoon, said he couldn't cast tonight, what he meant last night. Couldn't find someone else on short notice because it was 15 minutes before our game began. Worry. As long as you can see the game and still enjoying the commentary, that's all it really matters. Chasing these kills. Krishan, quite longer for him. Now we get an Ember Lincoln Sphere. Actually going for the Lincolns as opposed to a BKB. But this will be in reaction to the Scythe device pickup. Because if Qualifier gets that Hex off, then BKB obviously doesn't protect anything. Sunstrike will arrive, manages to completely destroy our dial, almost max spawn time. This game will easily stretch over the hour mark. Azira is now finally building up some survivability. Wondering how long this would take, but it's gonna go directly into a Satanic. And then he's 6-slotted, like, maybe not, like he could remove the Dragon Lance and just increase his damage some other way. I don't know if Rapier is really his play in this game. Like, there's still no butterfly heroes and there's no evasion abilities. So it doesn't, like, you could just go for the Rapier. You don't feel like you have to go a Monkey King bar. Oh, it was the Orchid. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Scythe definitely a bigger upgrade than the Orchid. How long does Vega want to keep this up? Can we just flip push into Oblivion? You get into a point now where the net worth in these heroes actually doesn't do anything. No one! Hello! Goodbye! The black hole from Yamsor catches him out. He observed the sentry one on the hillside. Looks like it also helped. So 2 minutes on the sideline. Roshan's up in 1. And they instantly try and start the push on the bottom lane. FN's gonna be here. Oh, they Moonlight Shadow. Oh, this could be the greatest initiation ever right now, but no! He slides the fist and gets instantly out. FN not wanting to hang around. He's waiting for Qualifier to play silly buggers up in the trees. Satanic gets completed up now by Era. A little bit more survivability. He should still have his buyback, however. Short by 425. In a fight, he should be able to gain that, though. That's not much of a problem. Diggity still has the big advantage, the fact there's no tier 3 tower on that mid lane. The bottom tower is still heavily injured. Haven't been inside the base for a while. They just want to get the buyback from the Invoker to come out. They smoke up on the Doombringer. He's got Blink Doom up and running. Fortification now going to be triggered up by Vega. This is far enough away from all the heroes, but takes care of the minion army. Quip could resummon a new one if he wants to, but they just want the merely ranked hero. Well, right now he's gone Disco. Ball comes up, Era. But all he wants is the ranks, remember, and they're going to get it. The glimpse over on Yamsor. He can't get out, but then again, Diggity, they take the mid-racks. Vega will concede it. It's a little bit of chipping onto the Mirana, but they also understood that that's not going to be an easy kill. Like 2 attacks just onto neutrals and he already goes back up 2/3 of his life. And they move over for Roshan now.
Time is money.
Just the damage is way too good from Diggity. Last cannon or not, you have to give it respect. And with the Invoker down, all Vega can do is keep these side lanes pushed in. Diggity wastes the time. Both Aegis and now Cheese. She got 2 of them stacked on top of the Faceless Void. I would almost prefer to see that on top of Yapsor. But okay, he's going to get something of his own. Actually, bought, but now just hold it. Extra ring. But he's going to have himself now that Refresher Orb. So double Black Hole, double BKB. Double Lincolns, and Synderen again has been charged with the gem. Last time we had that, it gave it away. But no pressure, Synd. No pressure at all. Lane pushes begin again. Ben can still deal with this mid, and right now, you have to ask yourself the question: where do you go as Nida build for the Ember Spirit? Do you worry so much about the Lincoln Sphere, about the Hex from Nature's Prophet, that you have to go in for the Lincoln Sphere? There's not a lot of easy abilities that trigger it, which is what makes it worth it. Now, you're buying up more and more rapiers. Our second one for him. Still buyback available, obviously. But this is almost like a backup rapier. So FM will end up having rapier, dies, picks up a new rapier, comes back to the fight. It's almost what this rapier looks like, unless he wants to give up an item. If you're defending from inside your base, maybe you do give up your BTs or something. Ben? Try and bait out abilities. You get that BKB trigger from Era, here, go for it. Now the Doom over on Faceless Void. Era got, Qualifier got taken out in the back line, but Era's gonna pump out this damage. Faceless Void, man, that Death Ward just evaporates him. Even with the Doom on him, they kill him off. Era has to BKB and turn this damage around. No one has got to be their primary target. This Invoker caused them such a pain in the ass. The other heroes TP themselves out safely. Yapsor will join him. Era, now Moonlight Shadow. He's still got that Aegis the Immortal. Where is that gem? That's why they're pushed into the drop to further forward. Glimpse him back into the ulti. Era, now he's actually going to burn that Aegis the Immortal. Middle lane is still pressuring him pretty hard. Question is, can Era get himself out of this one safely? And with Leap available, he'll arrow onto no one, but no. FM will find the kill. Actually, Witch Doctor Solo who found that one. Tier 4 towers are under siege. Get a lot of heroes down from Diggity, but you can't capitalize on the positioning of it all. 62 minutes in, FN can take out the creep wave on top lane time and time again. but he will be slowed down. If he just forces a buyback out from Nature's Prophet, that would still be worth it. He's not forcing the issue far enough. Qualifier will be up in 24 seconds time. Here they come. On an FN. In 9 pulse defense time plus conversions. Oh, okay, yeah, he will. Conversions wouldn't have been enough. He did more. Tier 3 tower takes considerable damage. They still don't have Era. He does not have buyback. So still has that double black hole, however. Cannot be any like catch outs.
Top tower is under attack.
Indra also cannot be like his swap now has to be fully defensive. He did it before. Hello, whoop, hello, no! Oh! That's not the play! That's not the play! Qualifiers in trouble now! He's gonna go down completely. Syndra went for the swap at the same time they went for the blink bloody black hole! I mean, blink chronosphere! But has to buy back. They lose their top racks. For all the synergy, for all the patience that Diggity have been showing. Just had the biggest kerfuffle of all. Oh my. At least Era is back up for him now. But that actually helps Vega attack. I don't even care if you bring him underneath tier 4 towers at that point. Vega can just keep manipulating this. Push in through the top lane. Bring the Ember Spirit over, like he could just attack into the tier 3 tower in mid. It's almost down anyway, which will expose the racks. Chronosphere is back off cooldown. You still have the ultimates. What you did expend is like the buyback of Qualifier. You still have no buyback over on Era. He's short by 1,000 gold, but if you only get a good crit onto Mag, that might be able to help him out. Be able to walk himself away into the cover of his own BKB. Is that 5 seconds now? Yep. Just keep going forward spirits, take out the towers. The alacrity buff up is making life very, very simple. Whoop, there, jump forward. No one goes in, refresh drop. Now this time, the Chronosphere. It looks good. Era, they want that kill on the Ember Spirit. Who's going to get the Rapier? Is that going to be the Faceless Void? He's going to leave himself over because the time lock going to no one as well. The Death Ward, it tried to do the work. The double buybacks are here. And the spare Rapier is brought to the front lines by FN. Era, he's going to be low. Now he BKBs up. They look for a target. They're going to try and find one. It's no one who's on this front line. Can they find him? You've already expended the 2 big buybacks. Each one of these cores to die. And Qualifier knows exactly which one he wants. He wants the Invoke, but he can't claim it. So Era has to move over towards Mag, but FN damage is still way too much. They got the Hex over and FN. Another black hole from Yamsor. The second Rapier's on the ground. They've got the damage just sitting there. Era, someone take it. Faceless Void, there's another Rapier up for grabs.
I thought I'd get a second opinion.
They're looking for no one. Where are the Rapiers ended up? So Doom actually grabbed one of them. Qualifier finding no one in the tree lines. Yamsor will lend an extra stun. He'll break down the tree lines and win the crit. They've got it. This could be it for Diggity after what I thought was seriously them putting their own ass out in the wind to be spanked. They actually, that was the top lane fight. They managed to fight back, bring it to 36-36. A third Rapier is now purchased by the Ember Spirit, who has no buyback, but he may not survive long enough. Yes, the Faceless Void lost the Rapier, but they gave it over to the Mirana, dropped the Dragon Lance for it. Combining that with Satanic, Era should be an immortal. They go for the tier 4 towers, and Diggity, 66 minutes in, will take out the tier 4s, but Vega, they won't give it up yet. Doom with that Rapier, he wants to fight. Disruptor will be taken out for the moment. The Solo going for his full Death Lord. They don't see him, they can't stop him. There's just too much damage on top of Syndra, but the two of them together. Now Syndra swaps him away. They're just going for the Fortress. They're even trying to fight D6. Is this enough? It is. GG, well played. They'll finish the job, and Team No Diggity will take it out 2-0 up against Vega, advancing forward to face up against Team Spirit. As Vega will drop down, it looked like plays coming out from no one as well as FN could have put this game in the bag. 3 rapiers on the field at the end of the whole play, all of them bought by the Ember Spirit.